Should you be getting 10K steps per day? And why is it so important that people talk about walking for fat loss? And why is it the best exercise that I recommend to my clients when they're first starting out? My name's Jeff. I'm a personal trainer and online nutrition coach. And if you're new here, I'd appreciate if you like the video and subscribe to the channel. Okay, in this video today, I'm going to be talking about getting your steps in and why having a step tracker like a Garmin watch or a Fitbit or something like that, something that you can track your steps with. Even if you just use your phone, a lot of people don't leave their phone in their pocket, but it's a good idea to track your steps when you're losing fat. And the reason for this is because when you are losing fat, you're in an energy deficit, right? A calorie deficit. What does that mean? It means that you are eating less calories than your body requires to maintain its current weight. So let's say your maintenance calories are 2,000 per day. If you eat less than that, you're going to lose fat. Now, you may also lose muscle, but we'll talk about that a little bit later. I want to talk about why when you're in a calorie deficit, you want to be smart about what's called energy management and fatigue management, right? Because the things that you do can either cause fatigue or they can cause you to not have fatigue. And so you want to do things that don't cause fatigue when you're in a calorie deficit because frankly, you don't have the energy to pull from. So you may feel a little bit more lethargic, a little bit more fatigued during a calorie deficit. So this is why walking is such a great tool, and doing high intensity cardio or doing boot camp classes or doing things that are high intensity may not be the best idea to do a lot, right? So I'm not saying to not do those things. I'm just saying that you want to make sure that you're keeping track of how those things are making you feel, especially if you're in a larger calorie deficit and you're doing rapid fat loss, which some people are. They want to be in as big of a deficit as possible, which may or may not be the best idea for you. You want to make sure that you're doing the exercise that makes sense for you. So one of the first things that I do with a new client when they come into online coaching is I work with them and figure out what they're currently doing. And I have them just write it down. Like, what are you currently eating? How many calories? Start tracking your calories. How many calories are you eating? How much protein are you eating? How many steps are you getting? And what kind of workouts are you already doing, if any? Now, some people come in and they're doing 0 workouts and they're getting 3,000 steps. Now, that is a problem because we need to start revving up those steps and getting them moving a bit more. So one of the first things that I'll do, instead of just like being like, here's your gym program, person that's never worked out before, what I'll do is I will throw them into a more intense walking program, a more intense walking structure. So one of the first things I'll do is I'll take somebody from 3,000 steps on average to 5,000 steps on average. I don't tell them, hey, hit 12,000 steps per day. I have them slowly and gradually bump their steps up over time. So the first week, maybe I'll bump them up to 5,000. The next week, maybe I'll bump them up to 6,000. It just depends on the person and how consistently they're hitting that step target. But the reason why walking is so beneficial is because it doesn't cause fatigue. You can get 20,000 steps in a day and it is not going to rev up your hunger. It is not going to cause issues with recovery from your workouts. It is not going to cause unnecessary fatigue to your body, which is a good thing. That is what we're looking for. We're looking for low fatigue exercises that are not going to spike your hunger. When you do a HIIT cardio class or you do like a high intensity interval training, what you'll notice, one of the first things is that you come out of that class tired as hell and you're starving. And that's not what you want. You don't want things that are going to create hunger. And you may also have trouble sleeping. And if you're not sleeping great, that may also cause hunger. And so now your hunger is all out of whack. Your sleep is all out of whack. And you're trying to hurry the process in this energy deficit, and it's just going to lead you to crash and burn and end up probably binging on a bunch of food, which will net cause you to not lose as much fat as if you just kept things a little bit more chill, a little bit more sustainable, and you just bumped up that step count. One of the things that I do to make sure I get a decent step count in every day, because I also work from home. I literally work from my laptop with my clients, and that's all I do. So one of the things that I did is I purchased what's called a walking pad. Now I got one on Amazon during COVID. It was like $700 and I was like, oh, this is a lot of money. But the thing is like I knew it was going to save my butt when it came to getting more steps in throughout the day. And I knew just how important it was during the winter time, especially. The last thing I want to do is like go out walking in the ice. So I purchased a walking pad so that way when I'm doing mindless tasks or I'm watching a show or I'm doing something, I can just jump on a walking pad, get a quick extra 1,000 steps, 5,000 steps, whatever, before I start my day. I've created this routine of doing my steps and getting my steps in every single day because it is beneficial to my goals. I notice that when I'm getting upwards of 10,000, 12,000, 14,000 steps even, it makes fat loss so much easier. The scale starts moving so much faster. And I just noticed that I am losing fat more easily without having to drop my calories. You have to create that calorie deficit from either food or activity. Ideally, you can create it from both, right? You can drop food a little bit and you can bring activity levels up. But one of the things that I like to do with clients is see if we can get their activity levels up without dropping their food. No one wants to eat less and less food. It sucks. It sucks because in this society, in this day and age, we're constantly being invited out to do things and social events, and we want to feel like we're not on a diet where we can't go and live our normal lives. Like we want to feel like there's some normalcy to what we are doing. So the last thing we want is to create this feeling of restrictiveness and being left out, and like you can't have some tacos with some friends on a Thursday. Like we want you to be able, or Tuesday, I guess people have tacos on Tuesday. I don't know. I have tacos every day. But I want you to have that flexibility. And what's going to create that flexibility with your nutrition and allow you to eat a bit more food is just getting a bit more steps in every single day. Okay, so wherever you're at right now, let's say on average you're getting 7,000 steps per day. I want you to increase that to 8,000 or 9,000. And I guarantee that you will start to see some movement on the scale. You will start to see your waist measurement dropping. And you'll see better results with fat loss without creating more fatigue. If this video is helpful, make sure to drop me a like. And if you want to apply for coaching, you can email me down below in the description. All right. I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.